Welcome to Interstage Left. I'm your host, Yvette Monique Clark. This is the spot where we kick it about all things theater, from on stage to backstage and even under the stage. We're talking stories, craft, and the passion that keeps the theater world alive. Let's get into it. Okay, everyone. On this fine afternoon, my guest today is Melvin Tunstall III.
Hello. I
Hello.
can't stop smiling. Like, I can't stop smiling. I'm like, oh, great. The first 10 minutes is just going to be this guy. It's just so good to see your face. Like,
It's so good. Yes. It's been a
you
long
know,
time.
a
So
million
good.
memories just come. I'm like, oh my
Right?
gosh.
Right?
There was
For
like,
those who
that was
don't
an
know, I don't,
entire era
right?
of my life.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes, it is. For those who don't know, Melvin and I spent a year and some change overseas doing Ain't Misbehaving. Yes.
Yes.
So that's why we have these smiles and these memories are flashing back in our head of the wild
Yes.
times.
Good times. Good times. Yes,
Good
wild.
times, good times.
Some things we
It
may
was
not say today. Some things better left unsaid, but no. Right. but
but it
but we
was
have
good. It was
plenty
good. It was
more. We have
fantastic.
plenty more that we can talk about.
Yes,
Uh,
yes. So first of all, thank you for coming and agreeing to do this.
Absolutely.
I first thought about doing a podcast because I have this fascination with how we all come from different places, different experiences, different educational backgrounds, and we all end up on
Right.
the same stage.
Yep.
So I want to talk to everybody who does everything that touches the stage from the spotlight to the footlights, right?
Right.
Everybody wants to talk to the performer. I say because we're the leader of the band, but nobody talks to the band. So I'm talking to everybody, in all
Yes.
walks of this
Well, because
this.
everyone has, that's the only way it works. Like every single person, every single person, front of house to back of house. Like,
Yes,
thank you, because we are all
it's very
making the
important.
machine go.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
So the
Which you
first
find
question.
out like when you step into other lanes, like you don't really
Oh
appreciate
yeah,
it until you step into it. And that's why I try
yeah,
to encourage performers and artists, like do everything,
yes,
even if it's on a small scale, help out, be a stage manager,
right,
be a
right.
dresser for once, and then all of a sudden when you're backstage, it's a little kinder.
Yes, you have a different outlook, a different perspective.
For sure.
Um,
Yep.
the first thing I always like to ask is where are you from and how did you get into the business of show?
Okay. I grew up in North Carolina, literally down a dirt road behind a cornfield and a church. And the entire family sings, like on both sides, mom and dad side. Like I always tell everyone, I consider myself the worst singer in the family, and I made it to Broadway. Like my
Wow.
cousins sing down. Like they used to pick on me because of my riffs. Like I'm telling you, like I have
Right.
trauma because my cousins. But and yet, I still, I made it to Broadway. So we all sang, and my father, someone who worked with my dad, found out that I was a singer and was interested in performing, and he told him about the Children's Theater local auditions for
Mhm.
A Christmas Carol. And so I went in and auditioned and I sang for them. It was just a play, and they cast me as the ghost of Christmas Present. And then they added me singing "Oh Holy Night" in the second act because they were like,
Mhm.
"You can sing." So um, two things happened with that, that inflated my brain. One was, I was the ghost of Christmas Present, so I was on this platform. It was like this
Mhm.
little wagon of sorts that I, had a little place for me to hold, but the big Father Christmas coat covered it. But so I was on this little platform that the two little children, Poverty and Charity, were pushing and rolling me around. Well, the reviewer in the newspaper thought I was on stilts. He thought like this little like middle school kid was walking on stilts in this grand costume. So he mentioned me in the review and talked about how amazing I was and what a great singer I was. So that led to me singing live on the 6 o'clock evening news,
Wow.
in which puberty decided to happen and I
Mm.
cracked. on the evening news. The cameraman was right there, like literally coming in closer and closer as I was going to hit the big note. And then just
Oh,
panned
wow.
away. So try, like this is how it started, and still,
Right.
and
Right.
still stuck with it. I loved it, of course. Kept doing children's theater, and once I got to eighth grade, my
Mhm.
sister was in high school and was taking drama with my high school drama teacher, who was, the local star, and, had sent, I think at that point, three or four kids to Broadway. And so if you had any dreams of, performing or making it in the business, you had to study with him. So he had been hearing about me from my sister and my cousins. God loved them, but they did not make it easy because they built it up. So literally, like day one, I get up and he's like, "Well, you're the worst singer I've ever heard," had to tear me down. But of course, he became my best friend, told me about Cincinnati Conservatory of Music. Um,
Mhm.
and I was like, "Oh, you can study musical theater there. Great, I'll go there." I got in, got scholarship money. 6 weeks in, I realized that CCM was CCM, and like, oh my
Mhm.
gosh, everyone goes to Broadway here. I had no idea. I grew up,
Right.
on a dirt road behind a cornfield. So all of a
Right.
sudden, it got really, really, really serious, and I had, I had an experience at CCM. I would say for the most part, I know now looking back with a, 2026 eyes, I'm like, that really was a toxic environment. But
Mhm.
because I was from North Carolina and really did come in so wide eyed and innocently, I survived the school and was
Right.
really taken care of by them, so much that I ended up staying and teaching there for after graduation instead of
Okay.
moving directly to the city until it
Right.
was time to, listen to everyone that were saying, "Melvin, you need to go so you have something to teach."
Right.
Make that leap, and then the towers fall and Broadway
Ooh.
stops. Right,
Yes.
right there with Shoshana Bean and Leslie Kritzer and Sarah Gettelfinger, and all of that generation of performers that, well, I mean, listen, Shoshana won her Tony this year, but also we expected that, in 2000
Right.
and,
Right.
2001, so it's been it, that's how I got here. And every time things like that seem to happen. Recession of 2007,
Yeah.
pandemic, it's,
Yeah.
always right when things are moving, things are
Yeah. Then
going
something
something
comes.
right there. Yeah, something
Yeah.
comes, but we're still here. We're still here.
Yeah.
It's not over. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So I guess I'm like, I literally said it last night to my friend. I was like, I guess we just keep going. Like, I guess, at this point, I'm,
Yeah.
so invested and love this industry with all of its issues and problems. And I want to, you know, see it through,
Yeah.
Uh,
We
So,
just keep going. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, what else is
Also,
there
that
to do?
connection to CCM got me to Broadway. We'll probably get there a little at some point
We'll
in
get
here,
there.
but
We may
yeah, yeah, like yeah,
round that
that's
circle
as
around
far as
about.
that. Yeah.
Today I want to talk about the second half of your triple threat, your
Okay.
writer, composer, lyricist side.
Right.
Um, I found out that you did that when you came out with Polkadots school tour, and I
Mhm.
was like, wait, he writes musicals? So so so
Right.
I
Same.
want
Like
right.
I wrote a musical.
So I wanna
Yeah.
delve into that side of you know, you're the one who puts the actors on the stage. So I want to talk about
Yeah.
that part, right?
Oh,
Um
yeah, for sure. My
so
mom called it a long time ago.
she
I
did.
hadn't. She did. She kept. You're a writer, son," and I was like, I'm going to Broadway. I'm going to be on Broadway. It's just you're a writer. I was like, okay, and
Mama
and
always
I
knows.
was yeah, they right. Like God, I mean, it's good for her. Good for her. I'm really grateful that she did recognize it, and all the signs were there. I loved writing. I loved writing poetry. I loved physically writing. My dad was a designer, so he had that like architect perfect, penmanship.
Right.
So I loved even that part of it. All but my reports and things in school, my mom really clicked in, and I think I started. uh, writing in college, I helped open a theater company, and we couldn't quite afford royalties. So our first shows were like original reviews. One based around Cole Porter called "You're the Top," and then another one around
Right.
George Gershwin called "By George," and they did pretty well for at Cincinnati, and for a brand new theater company. We got some notices in the local papers and things, and that was great. And then I met Cy Coleman, composer, and he came to see our production of Sweet Charity at CCM. And we had reworked my version of Big Daddy to do more of a Southern gospel revival. And we met afterwards, and he said, "Well, I always want to hear it performed like that now." And so, I got his phone number and would call and leave him
Wow.
messages and things like
Right.
that, and just, say, just try to keep that relationship, because what do you mean a Broadway composer was nice to me, and probably out of
Right.
courtesy gave the office number that I just kept filling up the answering machine. But when I was trying to come up with another review, I said, "Well, Cy Coleman, and I have his number. I'll call him and get permission to do it," which I
Right.
did. And he said yes. He said, "Of
Wow.
course, Melvin, you can have anything you want. Whatever you need, just call me. I'll send it." And then he passed away, so we never got
Yeah.
anything officially in writing. But
Right.
that was how my writing career kind of started. Was this intense connection and opportunity. It's those things that really set the dream and expectation. Like, oh, it's not as far. It doesn't seem as far as away as I expected it. And
Right.
I just did it. I just thought I knew what I was doing. I had no idea what I was doing at all as a writer. But when I got to New York, Polkadots. I had written another show while I was in North Carolina when the towers fell. I moved home and worked with all the
Mm.
theaters there while New York pulled itself together, and wrote a musical that got a reading in New York City. And so castmate of mine, Douglas Lyons, came to see that reading. And the next day at the show said, "Melvin, I have an idea, and I think you're the one to write it." And he gave me his pitch for Polka Dots. And I
Okay.
said, "Yes." I mean, like immediate, like there was
Right.
no question. Something inside said, "You are the person to write this. He's right." And it was the quickest thing I've ever written. The first draft was done in 2 weeks. Yes, it's
Wow.
a kid show, like one act,
Right.
but I have Cinderella story. I wish everything was like that now. Um, it poured out of me. I He would come down, he'd go upstairs, do the show. I was the swing in the show, so I wasn't on stage. So my job was, while the show's going on, I'm going to write. Doug would come down, read things, give me adjustments, we'll change things. And then a couple of weeks, we did a table read. We did our first, like, just grab our friends, sit down, let's read it. We
Right.
got great notes from everyone. We did another rewrite. And I think it was like a month later, we uh, a second table read, and probably a couple of weeks after that, we decided that we were going to go and do a presentation. Um, our friends on Broadway all said yes, so we literally had a Broadway cast perform this little kids show with the producers of Beautiful sitting out there, and any theater, any representative from theaters that we knew sitting in
Right.
there. And in 6 months, we had a production from
Wow.
idea, page one, 6 months, like at Iverton Playhouse in Connecticut, which
Right.
was the perfect like debut. Like, no, we couldn't even believe we got to production. Like, it didn't even matter. Like, to have anyone that wanted to put it up was already
Right.
going to be incredible. And then from Iverton, we got our record deal to produce the
Hmm.
album, and Alex Newell, Tony winner Alex Newell,
That's
uh,
right.
sang the lead single on it, and it went crazy viral. It In Japan, they were playing it in Japan. And like, and like it was charted somewhere. It was like Alex Newell's, like Sticks and Stones was playing somewhere in Japan and doing charting there. So Atlantic Theater caught wind of it, and all the season after they won the Tony Award for Band's Visit,
Okay.
their their children's theater portion of the company did Polkadots. So we were not just at the Atlantic Theater, we were at the Tony winning Atlantic Theater presents Polkadots. Like, and we're all just like, what is happening? Yeah, it was just the most beautiful, like, turn of events and Cinderella story. It does not
Right.
happen like that. We were insanely, insanely fortunate. And also Douglas Lyon, I will always give him his flowers, is would not stop until we got there. He wouldn't. He would not. He would not. And I know people, he had thoughts about it, like, oh, he's so aggressive. He's so aggressive. I'm like, yeah, but
Look what
look.
happened.
Yeah, as we accept our Off-Broadway Alliance Award for
Right,
best,
right,
best theater for young audiences show, the only one in New York. They sent
right.
7 kids to see all of the shows, and they told us we got to kid number 4, and it said polka dots, and we knew that all 7 of them were going to say it. We swept all the kids. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I am very, very grateful for that piece. It's always there waiting for its next, life. It just was out on tour earlier in the year. And um, yeah, it's a beautiful story. And we always need it, you know.
Yeah.
Fortunately and unfortunately.
Yeah.
We're always
Well,
gonna need to, keep reminding that we need each other. We need all of us. The world,
right.
that's what makes us. That's what makes us. So
Mm-hmm.
so yeah.
Yeah. That's that's wonderful.
Thank
What's the
you.
name of the theater you were one of the founding members of?
Oh, it's no longer with us now, but it was called
Okay.
the Amp Theater Company in
Okay.
Cincinnati at the, oh gosh, it was the 20th Century Theater. It used to be an old movie house that they,
Oh,
turned a stage to. Yeah, I mean this, oh gosh, this was right, yeah, probably, yeah, 2000 or so, because it was right before I moved back or finally moved to the city. Yeah,
okay.
but I mean, amazing, amazing times. We were all CCM kids, we were all college kids at the conservatory, and you know, wanted to do something. And turns out that's kind of how things happen.
Yeah.
Jeffrey Holder, who wrote The Wiz, when I met him, that was what he told me. I was like, Jeffrey, I want to create musicals like you. Do it. Well, in that voice, do it. His low, make seven up yours voice. He's like, well, do it. And I'm like, but no, do it. And that
Right.
was it. End of
Yeah.
story. You do it.
Yeah.
So, um, you know, when I got this invitation and I was like, yes, Yvette, yes, do it.
Do it.
Really do it. It's
Yeah.
amazing. I
Yeah.
love it. I absolutely love it. We have to
Yeah.
create our spaces and put things out there and talk to one another, and because it is a unique experiences that we go through in this industry.
Yes.
Um, and we're finding out more and more how, the stories that we need to hear. Another thing about me becoming a writer was I could never answer the question, "What's your favorite role?" Like, "What's the
Mm.
favorite role you've ever played?" I was like, "It has not been written." Like,
I find that people say that all the time. It hasn't been
yeah,
written.
it hasn't been written because no one knows what I possess except for me. So I have to write it, and
Right.
yeah, like um, that became the mission. Like, let's put as many pieces out there, as many pieces as we can to give so that young Black men and women can say, this one,
Yes.
playing Lily Polka Dot. That was my favorite role because I got to be a
Right.
leading lady and lead a tour
Right.
and feel and, go from A all the way through the story,
Right.
with agency. I had played Jim in Big River at that point. I had played Flick and Violet at that point. And like, I loved those experiences. Love playing those roles. Was that my dream role? No. No, 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 no. That was not the dream. No, I wanted Bobby and Company.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I wanted to be the first Black Bobby and Company, like
Right.
back then, before we
Yeah.
were being courageous and taking those steps like we're getting to see now.
Yeah.
Um, so so
Did you
yeah.
perform in polka dots at all on the stage, or did you just stay
No, not
behind the
yet.
table? Okay.
No, no, I'm behind the table for that one. Um, gratefully so. to to be still grateful, honey. That
Yeah.
royalty check comes and I'm like, what do you
Yes.
mean? What do you mean you're going to give me money for something I wrote so many years ago?
Right.
No,
Right.
it is a different side. I do, yeah, I do. I love performing, and when given a chance, like always will get back out there. But writing is the greater love. I do love that more, like coming in
Yeah.
and being able to saying, Yvette, so last night we wrote this, thinking about what your voice does. Like listen to Daddy's Son.
Right.
They from Ragtime. They wrote that for Audra's voice.
Right.
Like it's all over it. And because they had
Yes.
to. They were
Yes.
told on Tuesday, Audra needs a new song, went home and wrote Daddy's Son and came in Wednesday with it. What was that like when they played that
Ye-
for her the first
right.
time? Come
Right.
on, that is giving
Yes.
that to a performer. My best
Yes.
friend wrote a musical, and he wrote the score with my voice in mind. And every single song, I it's the greatest gift because
Yeah.
it just is like wow. And so being able to give that to to performers is it's such a dream, like
Yeah.
to watch it and also to collaborate and to say I wrote it this way, like let's how would you say it, like I know I'm not a high school student. My new musical is high school students, and even though I'm like we're all still the same, we're drama kids are pretty universal, but
Yes.
the language is different. So how would you say this? And um I as something, oh, I can't remember. I think I said my choreography was a serve, and the lead actor was like, I'd say my choreography 8, and I was like,
Yes.
and therefore that is what she will say. Because, it's such a
Yes.
beautiful process, like creating together and Dreamgirls. Come on. I love, Henry Krieger. I love that writing team, but they didn't write that. They didn't
Yeah.
write those harmonies. That were
Yes.
those girls in that room.
Yes.
Like,
Yes.
if you hear
Yes.
the original demo of "Am I Am Telling You," and I am telling you, give Jennifer Holliday another Tony. Give give
Um.
her one every year, every single year. Like, just give her a reminder that she did that.
Right.
What came from that collaboration with the composer.
Right.
Yeah, I
So
won't take away.
you
Like,
enjoy
he did write that.
collaboration and thrive on
Mhm.
collaborating with directors and choreographers. Is that something that
I do
I'm
now.
not, because sometimes as a writer you're a little precious about your writing. So you're like,
Baby
be
writer
careful.
Melvin.
Yeah,
Yes,
every writer
yes,
has a thing, and you should, because
for sure.
it comes from inside of you. So you want to be sure people are taking care of it.
Hmm.
But is that a skill you had to learn as you got
Yes,
further into it? Yeah.
absolutely. The insecurities for me as a writer and a composer, because I'm what they call in the industry a hummer, which means I just hum my melodies and get a metronome, hum it away, send
Mm,
it off to my writing partner, who then has to sit down and go, what on earth is Melvin hearing? And rightfully so. Even Stephen Sondheim said, hummers will always be missing out on the full breadth of music that comes from studying and understanding, how music works, how theory works, and all of that.
right.
There is just a whole other world that exists. But that being said, Irving Berlin, Bill Finn, there have been incredibly successful writers who work in the same manner that I do. And
Right.
um, and so I had to deal with that insecurity and being okay with not wanting to be Black Sondheim, because that
Okay.
was the original goal. I wanted to be the Black Sondheim. And then I learned I will never be Black Sondheim, or like, because that is so singular.
Right.
And Lin Manuel is who we get. Like, he
Right.
got it. He got that. But
Right.
I can learn, and just like what they taught me at CCM as a performer, you're going to walk into a room and see a row of black men. The only thing you can do is be Melvin. That's it.
Yes.
That's what's going to make it different. Is that you're the only one that will bring your life experiences to that moment. And so I had to think that way as a composer. It's just like you just have to do what moves you and what brings you life, and
Right.
hopefully enough people will like it. Like, I don't need everyone. I don't. I just need enough people to clear the running costs
Right.
every
Okay.
week. You know what
Can we
I
break
mean?
even
Like,
today?
yeah, right. Listen, I'm good. I'm good. I mean, of course, there I do strive to be the best. I would love
Yeah.
it. Like, I'm not even going to pretend that I don't have all the Tony speeches prepared.
Right.
Um,
Right.
but
Right. Right.
but I am also, I just want to be there. I just want to be a part of it. Like,
Yeah.
I just want to put theater out there. I want to give my friends work. I want to show up and give them notes.
Yeah.
Like, what was that tonight? Like, I don't recall writing that in my bedroom at 3 a.m. in the middle of the night. Nah. I'm pretty good. Like, I'm pretty, yeah. Like, let the show live and breathe. We know where we can play and where we don't. Like,
Right.
at
Right.
least that's who I want to work with. Like, yeah,
Yes. Some of us do.
that's right.
um,
Is it bad to have a sip of my bubbly on camera?
do your thing.
Because I am 99% seltzer. And you can always tell like what's on sale at the store by what I'm drinking. I'm not loyal. I'm not just give me bubbles. I'm not loyal. This wasn't an ad. We're not bubbly just lucked out today. It could
Right.
have
That
been La Croix.
exactly. Um, um, for you when you're writing,
Mhm.
do you hear the story or the music first, or does it come sometimes at the same time? How does it swirl in your head when it's coming?
I will usually start with an outline and song titles. I'm like, I don't
Okay.
know what it sounds like, but a song called Easy goes here. Like, great. Could no clue, no melody or anything, but it is
Right.
in quotations and official that there is a song that is called this in this spot.
Right.
And then I just write up to the title. And the
Okay.
titles will always help me know, what the theme is, what the song is going to be.
Right.
Um, and then I never know when the muses will show up with melodies. They always
Okay.
seem to be there right before a subway train arrives, and I'll put on my little voice memo and start singing, and then you'll hear the train and you don't hear anything. But in those cases, it's the test of, do I remember it? Because that's the mark of a good melody. Like,
Right.
does it come back to me? Does it come back?
Right.
Because those are
Right.
the ones that I really want to keep. Um, these days, Greg and I really like to be in the room and create together, and like from scratch. And I say,
So what
well,
does
here's the
Greg do for
beyond.
you? What
Okay,
does
so
Greg do?
Greg is he is the music arranger.
Okay.
I'm the melody man. Um, and so I sing at him or send him his recording, and he sits down. And Greg is a Grammy nominated producer, so he literally produces it, like,
Okay.
not from piano. Then we layer in the drums and
Right.
strings and whatever.
Right.
Um, it's a blessing and a curse because our demos sound like finished products. Because Greg, like, he's a radio, like, he writes for radio, so our demos sound like they're ready to go to the radio, and we always have to say, "You guys, this is first draft. We promise." And then you play it, and everyone's like, "Well, I have notes," and they're like, "We know, great, yes, great, because this is draft one. We know, we know,
Right.
we know, but
Right.
we have to love it, and we have to bop with it. It's our kids, it's our little
Right.
babies." So we recently have been able to, work together in the room and create in the moment. Um,
Hmm.
just because his schedule, he and his brother are from South Africa. They're writing the Mandela musical with the
Ooh.
blessings and sponsorship of the Mandela family.
Wow.
So, you know what I mean? Like, it's
Wow.
high pressure. He has
Oh,
been, gracious enough to, continue to work with me. Um, at one point we were commissioned to write a new show for Theater Works, and they were opening on the West End in London, And he was like, Mel, all I have is my trunk folders of beats and songs that I produced that no one's picked. Like he written things for Lifetime and they,
Right.
said no. So here's my folder.
Oh,
And I took his folder and created the entire score for our show because it's all him. So they were cohesive. And
right.
I'm like, it sounds like an entire score because it's all his music. And in that case, I would write and I'd say to myself, well, and if this music starts playing, what do you sing? Like you were here, so so I had to create the melodies and everything based on what that music was telling me to do, which was so incredible. And again, they were all like intended for radio. So it is the boppiest little kids musical. Like
Wow.
it's just and he just laughs. He was like, Melvin, that's some of my best stuff. He's like, I was pitching it to Lifetime. And I was like, thank you. The children need it.
Appreciate you.
So yeah, we do. We do. We were just in the room with our producer and director. We had a 3-day work session this week, um, implementing our new songs for based on our premiere last year at Only. And the producer sitting there on phone calls and meetings, the director sitting there, and I'm sitting there traumatized. I'm like, only Greg is supposed to see this. Like the tears and the sweat that's happening over here and now everyone has to see it, and I finally had to face up and just sing what was happening in my head like to everyone
Right.
and risk
Right.
it all. Like, okay, here it
Right.
is, Greg, this is what I'm thinking. And then we built it right there, all of us in the room, and it is, I think, the best song in the show. Like, and it yeah, like right when we think, we just can't do it. How have we been working on this for 10 years and
Right.
it's not right? I don't have another song in me. Boom, there it is. And now it's
Right.
alive. I was doing rewrites. The reason I was a little late coming in was because I had just sent off a bridge, lyrics to a bridge that we've been fighting and working through for the entire week. And out of nowhere today, they're there. And I'm like,
Yeah.
here we go. So
Yeah.
I was obsessing and didn't realize that I had missed my missed my little my clock change and go, oh, you need to get over there. So classic.
um. Right. Right. What does do you have a system how you write a typical what's a typical day when when you're gonna write? What does that look like for you? Do you need to have the bubbly on the table and a little soft music, or like what has to happen for you for you to be able to write?
To write, I have to sit down and write. Like the hardest thing about writing is writing. Is
Yeah.
just doing it. Like younger Melvin would wait for the muses, for the perfect moment of
I,
inspiration. Like everything is ready to go. Turns out, if you say, I'm going to sit down and start writing at 1 o'clock, and I'm going to sit there until I write, you will write. It may take hours, but if
right.
you have a goal and you sit there and do it, it's a discipline. It really is a discipline. You just sit down and write. So now my goal, my best friend starts work at 2 o'clock. So my goal is to start work at 2 o'clock. So 2 to 10 p.m. is the work day. Yeah, bubbly, coffee, couple of cups of coffee. Um, I have a fainting couch of sorts that when when I need a nap, I go over there and lay down. There's an amazing picture of Stephen Sondheim on his with his notepad and pencil there, and I totally get it because you're
Yeah.
like, I just am going to go sleep. Like I'm going to go sleep it because I don't know why I'm even attempting to do this. I need a nap. This is so
Right.
hard. And then you get
Right.
up and you go back and you sit down and you try again and you just keep trying and I'm not great at it yet.
Mm.
As like the daily battle of writing, but I have a Shonda Rhimes TikTok saved because she says, "Of course I'm a writer. So yes, I'm going to spend an hour in my garden." She's like, I'm a writer. So, yes, I'm going to go work out for 2 hours. It's like, I'm a writer. So, yep, I'm going to go sit on my couch for 5 hours. Like, and I'm like, oh,
Yes.
so this is, yes, like
Yeah.
this is
This
what
is
we
what it
do.
is.
this is what it is, like trying to
Yeah.
figure it out, trying to, what is that little plot line, what is missing, why wasn't, why didn't that production that happened last summer, why wasn't that the one,
Right.
and yeah, it is such a frustrating process until it lands, and you insert the rewrite and it works. And
Yes.
um, one of my favorite books is by David Spencer, that it's like Broadway writing for dummies. It's called, I think it's literally called Writing the Broadway Musical, but it's a purple book. And one of the things he says is listen to your show and it will tell you what to do. And
Mm.
so how this show has morphed. I'm speaking about a show called Senior Class, which is our uh, basically My Fair Lady set in a New York City high school. Uh,
Okay.
but the the kids are working on a version of My Fair Lady in school life, but in the real world, the girl is schooling the two men, like because
Okay.
we don't need that story of two men taking a girl and turning her into a duchess. Like we don't need
Right.
that anymore.
Right.
What we need is to listen to the women. So we it's such a you know fun show to explore and work and collaborate on in this moment, like
Okay.
writing a New York City piece, like a piece that's based in the city and all the things we get to talk about now.
Phew.
Mom Donnie's there. Like, thank goodness it takes forever because we just got to Mom Donnie.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that's like yeah, it took, it's taken us 10 years, but imagine if a show written about that New York. Like now we get
Right.
to write about kids growing up in
Yes.
this version of the city, which is
Right.
different. So I'm so grateful that it's taken this long because I think that his era in New York is going to be so impactful that
Yeah.
you must include it in your writing,
Yeah.
like if you're writing a New York story. So
Right.
it takes, it can take forever, but when it's meant to happen, it's gonna happen.
It's gonna happen.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So
Um. Is there a song that you wrote, your lyrics, your arranger suggested, or whatever happens? Is there a song that completely changed your show? Like you're a hummer, right? You started humming a song.
mhm.
You're like, wait, I need this song, so I got to change something. Did that, has that ever happened to you before?
Yes, and
Okay.
there is a bit of a controversial song in our show that I have been fighting for 10 years. That
Okay.
it has been whittled down to literally about 20 seconds. And still the producer is like, imagine my surprise when I see that song is still in the show. And I'm like, come on, one more chance. But the thing is, um, it is very special to me. It's a song that my writing partner wrote when he was in high school,
Okay.
and I love the music. The music reminds me of Beyonce trumpets because he wrote it during like the Crazy in Love era. Bum, ba, 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 da, ba. Like it was
Yeah.
that era of
Yeah.
music when we were doing that, and so
Right.
when I heard it for the first time, I was like, I want that to always be my entrance music. So so it has to be in the show so that the orchestra plays it at the Tonys.
Right.
Um,
Right. Right.
but it does
Always
work.
forward
Like
thinking.
right, exactly. Like so, but even he would admit that it does work. It does work. It just um it's one of those, yeah, I've been there. I've been there. I fight and I've tried to force a song in. What's crazy is when I love something so much because I love all of my babies, and
Right.
when Greg doesn't, and we kind of have a deal that we both have to love it for it to go into the show. Like, and
Oh,
it's not a matter. It's not. I had to learn that there's a difference between it's um it's not good versus we can do better. It can be greater. And so I'm now starting to look at when something isn't working, it's, oh, go find it. Go find the
right.
one that is going to work.
Right.
Like get excited about that more so than this one isn't working. That means the show is demanding something better. And you're not going to be handed that challenge if you're not up to it. So let's
Yeah.
go do it. Let's go figure out what is the better song. And then all of a sudden it's there and you're like, how was it not there? How was this not there the entire time? The big major rewrite we put into the show is I read it now and I'm like, how? How did I not see it? But
Yes.
the producer saw it. Like
Right.
it took all of us. That's the beauty of what I probably need as a writer, a reminder that I'm not Lin Manuel. I
Right.
can't do all three. I am not the best of the best. No, no, you need everyone. Sit down there, be humble. Like
Yes.
because
Yes.
that's we all got here together. Like they give me enough flowers as a writer to know that yeah, we have a great show. I am a writer. It's
Right.
I it's still tough sometimes, but now I'm like, yeah, I wrote a show.
Yeah.
It happened in New York. Like, you know, let's
Yes.
do that again. I would like to do that again, please. When's the next one? Like that's we need
Yes.
we need
Yes.
yeah, we need some original musicals out there. The world does need them. I will say
Yes.
that. Like it's good to hear people really fighting for original musicals and diverse stories and you know really wanting Broadway to create classics. Like we keep bringing back these, like we can create them. They weren't Ragtime did have to open and be a brand new piece of theater. It did have to do that at one time.
Right.
So
Right.
what are the shows going to be in 20, 30 years that
Right.
it can't keep be the 10th revival of Ragtime. Like, please, 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 please.
Yes.
So,
Yes. Um. Yeah. 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 When you're writing,
mhm,
how do you know when a song needs to go right here? It's like you're writing the scene. You're like, no, right now. The song
right.
happens right now.
It's the emotion. Like, I feel like that is uh, the general rule that is taught to you is write until you have no other choice but to sing.
Yep.
Like, Like,
Yeah.
there's nothing else left to say, and I am telling you, you know,
Right. Right.
I'm not
I don't have
going.
any. That's it.
Yeah, yeah, like sing it. Nah, let's go. And one of my favorite things is finding that lead line, that perfect lead line into it, the one that
Yeah.
says, I have to now. Now look what you did. Now you're gonna make
Now
me
I have to
sing.
sing.
That right? I was trying to keep it cool. I was just gonna talk about this,
No.
and now look what you did. Now I've got to
Now
sing.
I
Yeah,
gotta
yeah,
sing
yeah.
about
And I love it. It brings me so much joy. I will talk about just because it's so fresh in my mind. Um, the moment in the show was that for our leading lady and our Eliza versus our Higgins when she really is just you wait Henry Higgins like in My Fair Lady, that's that
it.
moment,
Right.
and we had to get it there like and
Yeah.
not when you're doing a kind of adaptation, like it is a little bit easier because you know where you're going and where the
Right.
My Fair Lady's kind of told us where the
Right.
songs need to go. But for us, you still have to write it and justify why this moment is happening in real life. Like
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
it yeah, I love it. I love it. Like, drama is so much fun. When you know that how things are gonna work out, like, and
Yeah.
putting those characters through it. Like there are times where I feel so bad. Like, oh no, you love this and this is gonna happen to you. Like
And
you
I'm
don't
writing
even
your
know,
doom. Yeah.
right? Like you don't even know what's about to happen. But that also works in the good way when
Right.
Carol King, uh, when she came to see Beautiful, she always said, "I love rooting for Carol." Like she loved rooting for show Carol. Like
Right.
and she
Right.
says it's always weird because it's a version of my life, but she's like, I am on her side, and I want her to get that meeting with the producer. And
Right.
we're like, yeah,
Yeah.
Carol, you got that meeting
And you
with the
did that.
producer, so you
You did
can you
that.
can also put your characters through that and help them through it and watch them work through it and
Right. Yeah.
go through all of the challenges. It's a special little world, and I think that that probably is why it can be for writers to uh, can be difficult for writers to collaborate, because it really is you and your little world you created for weeks, months, years on end. Just
Yeah.
you and like it's a god complex of sorts. Like just me and the characters, and they're gonna do whatever I tell them to do.
Right, right, right.
Right? Like they
Yeah.
and I learn more about them, and as things change and grow, and watching the scenes that were written to get to the scenes that are the lasting ones. One of my writing
Right.
mentors was Douglas McGrath. He wrote our book for Beautiful, the Carole King musical. Rest in peace. He was gracious enough to read my script, and one of the things he said was, "Melvin, it's all wonderful, but I do see a lot of scenes that needed to write to get to the good stuff." And he
Um,
said, "So go through your script and try and look for places where you can hop from major event to the next major event." And he was absolutely right. There was like, "Oh, we actually don't need this. I love that little fun fact and this little fun moment that we just had,
right.
but do we need it? Mm-mm, no, go." And yeah, like it listen to your show. Like the show is going to tell you. Like it's
Listen to your
a
show.
yeah, it's living and it's breathing and always just morphing and changing, and that's the writing process. And um I have stopped spending a lot of time in my own little bubble, because I
Mm,
know now that the quickest way to get something written is to get the actors in. Like, come on,
uh,
y'all, come on in here. Like,
yeah.
because let's hear how you do it and how you feeling, and then I can, while I'm reading a character, it's different than when I'm sitting in a room with Yvette. And I realize, oh no, Yvette hasn't been on stage in a minute. Oh God, Yvette doesn't have a song in Act Two. Oh no, like she ain't gonna stay with this show. She's not gonna stay with this show. Like, so it
Yeah.
all of it changes, like especially because it's friends there, and
Yeah.
you want to give everybody as much as you can possibly give.
Yeah.
The ensemble characters, those kids at the only production in Maryland, they changed our show forever, because all of a sudden all of these names that were on the paper were standing in front of me. And
Right.
there was one little guy who came in every day, was like, "Melvin, where's my song?" And I'm like, and it's exactly what that character in the show would. He's so I'm like, "Yes, you are him." And I'm like, and I created it. I'm like, and now here he comes wanting a song. Is there a place? Like, and so he has a place now. He has a little
Yeah.
song and that song, just to connect everything, is that song that the producer's like, "I can't believe it's still there." And this
Okay.
version, but it's the first time that that character's singing it. And
Okay.
so yeah, like, and it is, I, the moment is correct, even if the song doesn't, stay. If we write something different, the moment and that particular character having just a little vocal feature is there, because that kid every single day, "Melvin, where's my song?" I'm like, "Child, the show closes tomorrow. We're not putting in a
But
new
they can't
song."
give you a song this
But you
time.
know what? I can't wait for him, to tell the kid that plays it, if he doesn't, that you get that song because of me. You get that right there.
Yes, I
I
got
did
you
that for
got that
you.
song because of me.
Listen, I told the Drifters, all the kids playing the Drifters, in the Carole King musical, I say, "Two of you have a 45-minute break, including intermission, in the middle of the show because of these two actors who hid behind furniture, ran everywhere they could, and didn't volunteer to do anything
Uh,
so
uh,
that they could have a break." And the other two, one of the guys was someone who volunteered for everything, who wanted, that was him. He wanted to do
right.
all the little bit parts. And the other guy was the newest member to the cast, so he wasn't really trying to ruffle any waters or anything. But the other
Wow.
two were seasoned and had been there since day one, so they were like, we know how it goes. Once you get to 8 shows a week, are you gonna want to do this for the next 5 years? That every single night? And what they said was, no, what we want is a break after doing that big old dance number, and don't
Yes.
come back until act two. Girl, girl, it is brilliant. It is
Well, good
absolutely
for
genius.
them.
Yeah, yeah.
Good
Oh,
for
it's
them for thinking.
and I love sharing it, telling like you that break you get in that show. Uh-huh. Yep. Write them a little DM them right now. Go find them on Instagram and tell them thank you because man,
Yes,
it is
yes,
and as
yes.
the
I've spoken to them
swing,
for
as the
3 times, so
swing.
yes, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, as the swing, Lord knows I appreciated that. Like, because your body, that conditioning and stuff that you get from doing it 8 times a week. No, honey, go out there every once in a while, and that is hard. Like, I am tired. Whew,
Yes,
no,
yes,
yeah,
yes.
yeah, good times.
Swings are the backbone of theater because
Yeah,
you
truly.
know we do it 8 times a week, and a swing will have to just jump in and do it. And we have, and
Yes.
as a point, when you do a show for a while, you get some muscle memory. They
Oh,
don't get to have that.
absolutely.
They just got to jump in and do the
Uh-huh.
thing. And God bless them. God bless everyone who has
Well,
the mental capacity to do it.
of which I do not. For the record, for the record, was not born to be a swing. Was not. God loved the swings. Um,
Hmm.
was not great at being a swing. Will not swing again probably because no, not I do not. That is not my ministry.
Right.
It is. Some people love it, and I mean, and are excellent. Excellent. Arbender Robinson, I think at some point he was covering 11 tracks at Lion King or something. 11 moments notice. Boop, boop, boop. Could do it. No, no, I was bad. 2 weeks before we closed on Broadway, still went to the White Room and went to the wrong space on stage. Literally humped a guy on stage. Humped a guy. Left my partner. Went to yeah, yeah. Nope, nope. God love the cast of Beautiful. God love them that they had to like work with me. And listen, I had some great. There's some really great, bootlegs out there of the nights
Right.
that I was great, but it it is not for the faint of heart
No,
at
it's
all.
not. It's really not.
Hats off
It's
to the
really
swings.
not. Y'all,
Yeah,
y'all,
yeah,
y'all,
no, no,
y'all
no.
hold us down out there.
Listen, you're doing
Swing.
God's work.
Yes.
Thank
You
you.
do the work.
No, no,
Um,
really.
yeah.
And
Um,
more and more and more and more for this generation, and I
yeah.
hope this isn't a slight or anything, but it's more that this generation of performers have no qualms about taking care of themselves, like,
Right.
so be ready, you're
You're
going
going
to
on.
work, you're
Yeah.
going on.
You're going
And um that is my message to everyone, even because I understudied for a new show, and I went into it going, Melvin, you already know you're going on.
on.
And
Yes.
the good man literally had a stroke and I took over. Like, and then, but that
Wow.
was that was at least my experience. So I now know if it says understudy, the expectation you're gonna go on, be
Yes.
ready. Be
Ready.
ready.
You have to
Yep.
be ready to go. You have to be
Hmm.
ready to go. Um,
Always.
which character surprised you most while writing it? Has that ever happened for you?
Oh, boy. Oh, wow. Which character surprised me the most? Huh. Ooh, that's okay. Okay. Well, because there's such a little piece of me in all of them. There's
Right.
only there's always a little tiny little piece that I leave
Right.
with them. Oh, you know what? I think actually my first leading lady, I think Lily, the lead of Bloom. So my very first musical, I was starting out. What I really wanted to write was a musical adaptation of the movie To Wong Fu. Thanks for Everything,
Okay.
Julie Newmar. Do you remember that
Right.
movie?
I
The three
love that
drag
movie.
queens.
I love that movie.
I wanted no, Wesley Snipes. I wanted to be Noxzema Jackson. I was gonna write it, star as Noxzema. Like I was
Why
ready.
hasn't
Like
that been a musical yet? I mean,
it has. But the
yes.
original screenwriter, Douglas Carter Bean, uh, did it. It didn't go anywhere, and I've always wanted to write and say, I know you wrote it, the movie, but can I have a stab at it? Can I just try? Because I have a really great concept.
Right,
So I went to an artistic director at the theater I was working for, and to inquire, how do you get the rights to a movie? And he said, you don't. You write something original. And I was like, okay, dream killer, like whatever. But I took the advice, and I was like, okay, well, what's the first rule? Write what you know. Okay,
right,
what do I know? Well, I know pageants. I had just been training pageant girls and working in the pageant circuits while,
mhm,
this was all during the towers have fallen. We're trying
right,
anything and everything to, stay
right.
afloat. So I became a pageant coach, and so I was like, I know pageants. Um, the theater had just done an evening of one acts called Cabin Fever. It was the winter. It was called Cabin Fever, an evening of one acts. So I thought then, well, if they do that again in the spring, I'll write something for the spring. Oh, they should call it Spring Fever, a night of one acts. So I thought, okay, what happens in the spring? The flowers bloom. Okay, so these flowers are competing in a pageant to see who's going to be the first flower to bloom, and she's the bloom princess. That was
Oh,
how the show
wow.
started. That was
Wow.
how the show that was literally how Bloom started.
Wow.
What so and it was literally about this flower who goes to a place like New York City, and she's a daylily who is meant for the flowers need the sun to grow,
Right,
and she falls in love with a little moonbeam, the daylily. And like, so it's this whole story of um the laws of attraction and doing what is natural against
right,
what is unnatural.
right,
I grew up in the Southern Church. You can probably put some context to what is deemed natural and unnatural in the church. So
right,
I didn't know all this when I'm creating it, by the way. Like,
right.
this is all the things that I've uncovered, which is why I'm saying she surprised me the most. So anyway, this daylily falls in love with this moonbeam, and decides that she doesn't want to follow the rules of nature. She wants to be with this moonbeam.
Mhm.
And I realize that she's choosing to die for
Mm,
for moonlight that is for light that isn't real. The moon
right,
is a reflection of sunlight.
right.
It's not even real. And so um I realized that my mother and I, she said it my entire life, but she was like, Melvin, our family has the addictive gene. Alcoholism runs in the family. And
Mhm.
so I always was like, yeah, whatever, whatever. We're theater, we're social, we do all the things. It became very evident to myself that I have the gene, and that
Okay.
I needed to pull it together. And
Right.
that what I was being the Lily, choosing that over life, like what I know. So
Okay.
the show really is an allegory for addiction, and you know, choosing light over the darknesses
Oh, wow.
in our lives. Like, this
Yeah.
little show about a flower competing in a pageant is about the battle between light and darkness. That
Yes.
we all have something. We
Ooh,
all have something that's
ooh.
holding us back from who we're truly born to be, and like holding us out from blooming into our full potential. And for me,
Mm,
that was the drinking. Like, and so, I mean, even now, like, what I've been in a period of sobriety, and I've flourished as a writer more than I have, like, in a while. And so, it's a recovery and all that is daily, but she surprised me the most because I didn't realize she was me. Like, and that by being and that it's universal, that I am human. Like, she's, like, I'm not different. My circumstances, my party of choice is this thing, but then that may not be it. Like for you, whatever it is, like that's
Right.
the all whatever it is, like that's the fun of the show and the beauty of the show is that um, finding that out and like she definitely surprised me. And that show's making a comeback
Oh,
finally.
good.
You're like we're um, as a young writer, I decided to write the $20 million show with, a cast of 30 instead of Polkadots with a cast of five,
Right. Right.
So I started writing that in 2007. Yeah. So 20
Hmm.
years later, it's just getting back to, you know, uh, stage workshop phase.
Okay.
Um, but also with some really good eyes on it and people that will be a
Yes.
little more willing to take a risk on, Melvin Tunstall, writer, composer, as opposed to who is he? Like he's from where? When I was starting out, like you want
Right.
how many millions to do this show about flowers competing in a pageant? Yeah. Yes. Like
Yes.
think cats, but with flowers, But that was how I pitched it. I was like,
Yeah.
cats worked, and yeah, everyone didn't think that would.
Yeah.
So
They sure
speaking
did.
of, still upset about that.
I know. I know.
Still,
I know.
come on, come on,
I
come on,
feel
New
like it
York.
ran longer when it was downtown.
Exactly,
Mm.
exactly. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, and it's yeah. I really wish, I really, 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 really wish that would have gotten the life it deserved, or had a limited and didn't move back
Yeah.
downtown even if it wanted to,
Yeah. Yeah. That
because
kind of thing.
it did deserve to come in and win and get the accolades, like
Yeah. It did.
and that,
It
yeah,
did.
for sure. Um, but there's also, for everyone saying, Broadway is broken. I say yes, but America is broke. Broadway is broken. America's broke. That we've
Yeah.
got, people are not quick to spend, and we must rely on tourism. Like we absolutely have to get
Yes.
middle America and things in, and a lot of the country is being hit right
Yes.
now and cannot do it, and especially the
Yeah.
audience that would appreciate the show as it is intended.
Yeah.
The people that deserve to see themselves on that stage,
Hmm.
like getting a
Yes.
chance to see it, and everyone being able to come and celebrate
Yes.
and this opportunity to see it. Like, I think the cultural impact should have been like Hamilton. It should have been the even if you hate cats and you don't want to see cats, if you don't see cats, you're not cool. Like,
Right.
because
If you don't
there were
see
people who
cats, you're
didn't
not
like
cool.
Hamilton. Yeah, like if you do don't, but
Uh,
you had to go see it. Like, so
because you had to be
I
in the
think,
know. I mean,
oh, absolutely, and it really deserved that. It really deserved that, in my
yeah,
opinion.
yeah.
So yeah, but
So now we're at the part of the show where I do stage left quickies. I
okay,
ask you a couple of rapid fire questions, and
okay,
you just give me the first thing that comes to your mind.
okay.
Here we go. Notebook or laptop?
Laptop,
Lyrics first or dialogue first?
lyrics first.
Cut a favorite song or rewrite an entire act?
Rewrite an entire act.
um,
Sorry, collaborators.
uh-huh.
Oh,
Broadway or off Broadway?
Broadway.
Hmm. Um, Happy ending or bittersweet?
Happy ending. Rapid, Melvin. Rapid.
Okay. Dream performer to originate your next lead?
Audra McDonald.
Hmm. What's one word that describes your writing?
Passionate.
One musical every writer should study?
Once.
Okay. You survived, you see.
I did. Oh, I did.
But
Oh, okay.
yeah,
No amendments. No amendments.
no amendments.
No
No, no, no.
amendments.
You're not allowed. You're
No.
not allowed.
No.
But
Well,
before
because
I
I will
let you
say this,
go
I
ahead,
will
baby.
say once because it touches on the heart of an artist.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a song like I think it starts with the little guitar player giving up. And immediately he's like, I'm done. And I'm like, exactly. And then we get to act two and he sings When Your Mind's Made Up. And
Yes.
it like, oh. So
Yes.
in that context, I would say every writer should study that to
Yeah.
know that you're not alone and that, sometimes once in a while it works out.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
So before
That
you
was
go,
great. Thank you. That was
thank
great.
you.
I
I
love
have one
those.
last question for you.
Okay.
If somebody's sitting at home but they're afraid to write the first word of their musical, what's a piece of advice you can tell them?
Start anywhere. Doesn't have to be the first scene. Write the scene that excites you about it. Like, I want to write a musical in which they go to a nightclub. Write the nightclub scene, and then figure out how we got there. You know.
Right.
And my best friend gave me that card. I think there's a few cards he gave me, but just a little white card with black typewriting. Start anywhere. Like so. That's
Yeah.
that. Yeah. And daily and as and right. Just that could be the other word. Just right. Just do it. That's the hardest part. Hardest part is sitting down and doing it.
Just
We have
right.
the ideas are endless. They will
Mm-hmm.
always be endless. But the executing is the hard part. Um, and sometimes, oh, I don't know if this is bad. No, Melvin, be real. Sometimes oh no. Sometimes I let it motivate me, like Michael Jackson. He used to say, if I don't get up and record it right now, Prince will. They will take it to Prince. The muses will take it to Prince. So 3 a.m.
Right.
Michael Jackson says, "Go. We're going to the studio." You get up and go. He would.
Yeah.
He was not joking, because it's true. Like I don't think my ideas are unique. I often said as a writer, I feel like I'm like Indiana Jones uncovering a piece that already exists.
Right.
I'm like, because I'm like, this has always been here, right? How did this
Right.
not? How? Yeah, so yeah, that was I'm glad I remember that. Yeah, Michael Jackson. If I don't do it, Prince will. That's how I feel. Melvin,
Yes.
everyone has ideas. Like
Yes.
if you don't get up and do the work, someone's gonna
Somebody
get the
else will.
idea.
Yep.
Yeah, like it's not. Yeah, I'm not that special. Like somebody else is going to come up with it. There is nothing new under the sun. Like
Yes.
yeah,
Absolutely. Yes.
So
Yes. But
just gotta
thank
find.
you.
We got to get in the room together. I do have. I
Oh
got some
well.
things.
Well, let our sister know. Let our
All
sister
right.
know.
No, that seriously, I would be honored. Absolutely, absolutely honored.
Thank you.
So yeah, I tell everyone I reach out when least expected, and be like, you
Okay.
had
Let me.
said on
Okay.
that
Okay.
on interstage left. I remember. I'm gonna do a time stamp at 1:07. You had said.
Oh my God.
Oh
It was such a
man.
joy to talk to you today. Thank you for doing
Same.
this for me.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank
Yes.
you. I
I
cannot
really
tell you.
appreciate it.
Honestly, it is, this is part of the dream too. Being, talking and, like
Hmm.
this is such an incredible opportunity to be able to talk about, show and career and all of that. So thank you
Yeah.
very
You're
much.
welcome.
All
Yay.
right.
All right, Lovey.
Love you,
Hopefully I
love
see
you.
you sooner than a month of Sundays.
All right, right. When you least expect it, as I send the
When I
DM.
least
So
expect
I
it.
would like a table read to do. Yeah. All right.
All right, babe.
I'll keep rambling. You know me. Like
Okay.
I'm the same with my parents. We just have to hang up on each other, right? Because
All right.
between the
We got
I
to do it.
love
We got to do it. We
yous.
got to do it. All right.
Okay, we
Bye,
got it.
baby.
All right. Bye.
Bye.